What up, guys? DJ Laz. We are broadcasting live right here at the beautiful Dream Hotel on South Beach. It's Miami Music Week. It's Ultra Music Fest. I mean, everything is popping in Miami. I got the one and only Nicky Romero here. What up?
What's up, guys? Straight from Amsterdam, here in the beautiful weather of Miami. Good to be here.
Well, listen, we're glad that you're here. I know you make it out to Miami a lot. Is it one of your favorite spots?
It is one of my favorite spots. It's the grand hub of I would say the U.S. connecting Europe, connecting Latin America.
Yeah.
It's just such a good vibe here. The weather is great. I wish I could be here more often, man. It would be nice to have a house here.
Well, listen, I know a lot of realtors. They got no problem. We can make that happen. Listen, Amsterdam. Let's talk about that. Compare Amsterdam to Miami a little bit.
Amsterdam is the city of sins, I would say.
Well, so is Miami.
So is Miami. I just don't know too much of the sins here, but I do know a lot about the sins in Amsterdam. But I would say Miami is more about there's always nice weather here. The beach. Amsterdam doesn't really have a beach.
Okay.
Amsterdam is more about the culture, the very old buildings. Some buildings are from the 1400s, 1300s. We have the red light district, big.
Well, infamous.
I know. It's all legal there, so it's interesting. I'd like to always get people from the U.S. around that they have no idea what they're seeing there
and what they're in for.
I know, and it's the smallest aisles that have the most fun. So many fun things there, man.
Very similar to us having the most fun here are house parties. We can have a house party in Miami, and it'll be the pool party, it'll be the beach party. It's that kind of vibe.
You have the after party, then after the after party is the boat party, and after
I know you're
the boat
talking.
party, the morning party. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's something that we don't have.
Nicky, how did you get into the game? You know what I'm saying? I know, normal interviews, we're talking about what's your next single and all that. We'll get to that. But how did you get into the game? You know what I'm saying? Were you just a young DJ? You just got into producing? I mean, how did it work?
Listen, I can show you the price list I have from when I started.
Okay.
When I was just renting myself out as a wedding DJ, I would have a price for coming to perform without a setup, with a setup, and back then I built everything up myself. I sometimes even had to bring a power generator because there was no actual power there. I performed at places where you have no idea that actually a party could be held. In a church, in even open fields. They rent me for everywhere, and I would build the thing up, I'd rig it all down. I would be even vacuum cleaning after.
So basically, hard work has paid off.
Hard work has paid off. But I also know what the people do behind the scenes, so I'm happy that I saw all of that,
Yeah, you got knowledge of every aspect of it.
And respect for everyone.
100%. Because a lot of people don't. Some people, hit that big time, get that big hit record, whatever, and they never dealt with every aspect of coming up.
You have to understand, when you're playing the main stage of Ultra, you have the sunset time and the lights switch on stage. The guys that run from on the stage from left to the right, they're the ones that are making it happen. Pyro.
That's right.
They're the ones that control the lights, that control the sound system. There's zillions of people on that festival area that make it all happen. And you have to understand, without them, you're nothing. So, it's good to actually get into that and understand how it all comes to life.
Well, I got to tell you, I appreciate the humbleness.
It's important
that you have. It's very important.
It's important, yeah. And if you were the person to be working on the side, how it feels to get respect back from the ones that are actually playing their songs out. If it's a band or a DJ, you still do it all together. It's only natural. I think everyone should do it.
How did you know that you were on your way? What was that? I asked Guetta this question not too long ago. What was that pinnacle moment in your career that you were like, oh wow, this just happened?
Well, it's funny, if you mention David Guetta, he is one of the guys that gave me the opportunity to grow bigger, to get with my songs to a bigger audience. I remember back in 2011, 12, I made a song, it was a remix for Green Velvet, and a song called Flash. I produced that record. David emailed me. I didn't know it was his real email address. I asked my management, guys, is this really David Guetta?
Did you think it was fake?
I won't name his address here. I won't name his address here, but there was an email address, and I was like, this could be fake. But it was him, and he was asking, I love your song.
Wow.
How did you do the production on this bass, and can we work together on that bass? And I like to bring you to Miami, and so he did. And he brought me to Ibiza, and he showed me, the big side of the industry, and I appreciate that. It was a big moment, 2012.
Oh my God! I mean, to get that email and then for it to actually flourish into what has happened.
Yeah.
Now, what is your favorite kind of music? I mean, obviously I know you're big in the dance world and all that, but what if you had to look at your phone, your iPod, your whatever, what would be on your phone?
This is going to sound really cheesy, man.
Not at all.
I love Bruce Springsteen. I love a record of his, and it's called The Streets of Philadelphia.
Okay.
I love, as crazy as it sounds with everything that comes up now, I love everything that Michael Jackson's done in the past. A big music fan of what he's done. Quincy Jones, obviously. Yeah. I love U2. I like to listen to, I'm a big fan of Whitney Houston and everything that she's done, and the gospel choir, everything around it.
Sure. There's
so many influences, man. It's a great time to be alive in, and there's so many creative souls here that still give me energy every day to make music.
If you had to say and pick your favorite spot to DJ, okay, with festival, this, that, where do you think that would be?
My favorite spot?
Yeah, like favorite place to go that the crowd is completely engaged in what you're doing and that they go bananas.
Listen, man, if I tell you this, I can't tour anymore with a straight feeling of mutual respect to all the other countries. It's hard to tell, to give you one name, but I can give you a few spots.
Give me a few. Go ahead.
That light me up. It's definitely South America. It's definitely Mexico. It's I would say Chile. I would say Colombia, Brazil. I would say Japan. I would say Ultra Miami. It's also a big one. I would say Tomorrowland.
Listen, I've heard nothing but amazing things.
Amazing things. South Korea. Amazing lately.
Really?
Those are the ones that stand out to me at this very moment.
How about a venue that you played that shocked you? Maybe you didn't think was going to be like, whoa. And then you got there and you're like, okay, I had no idea this was going to happen like this.
So there's a venue in Brazil. It's called Green Valley.
Okay.
And you have to understand, you're in a car for 3.5 hours, only seeing woods.
Whoa.
You're only seeing woods, jungles. And you're like, we're going to end up dead at the end of this road. We're never going to get home
it's like
anymore.
One of those scary movies.
I was texting my mom, I love you.
I love you, I'm sorry.
I'm so happy to be a part of the family. And then suddenly this mega structure in the middle of the jungle. It was a club for 5,000 people.
Wow.
Out of the blue, without me expecting anything like that. And it was insanity. The most beautiful people there I've ever seen. Totally not expected. Green Valley. You have to see it.
So that was one of those moments like, okay,
mind-blowing experience.
You guys shocked me. Let's talk about a little bit about the new song that you got with Guetta. I saw him a couple hours ago. We started talking about, he's a big fan. That's why you got that email, and that's why, recognizing opportunity is a big one. A lot of people don't recognize opportunity. They don't know this is my moment, and how do I capture it? That first record that you did with him, and now the new one. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I mean, I believe in. I'm a big believer of law of attraction.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any.
100%. You put things out, it'll come back to you.
Yeah. So you focus on it, and eventually it comes back to you. So I focus on a lot of people that inspired me, like David does, and he still does.
Sure.
The guys like Tiesto, guys like even Coldplay, which is a totally different scene, but coming back to Guetta, he's been doing so many amazing records, and he brought club music to the radio.
Oh yes,
big time. And in Holland, he was on the news everywhere, and I was like, oh man, one day I want to work with him.
And look at that.
And then that whole thing with the email happened. We became good friends. And what I got to learn from, for example, David. He is one of the few guys in the industry that is a real personal, emotional, good human being. You know, there's no hate and there's no negativity in that guy. You know, I sometimes get consumed by the industry, and
Sure.
I said something. I'm like, oh, I should never have said that at the very moment. And I look at David, and he looks so positive towards everything. And sometimes if I feel down, I think, what would David say? I'm telling you.
Like, instead of what would Jesus do, what would David say?
Well, you know, I'm telling you this. He had a moment in his career where he actually looked like Jesus, so it's not that bad, you know? The comparison.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I love having great conversations with people. I'm a Miami boy my whole career, been on the radio here a long time, produced records, done everything. And the fact that I get cool people to come to the table and sit and be humble and really appreciate and know where they came from is a blessing. Okay, at the end of the day, it's a huge blessing. You're in one of the sexiest cities on the planet. So it's the MIA. I got Nicky Romero here. Yours truly, DJ Laz. And Nicky, what do you want to tell the people of Miami? I know you're here the whole weekend doing your thing, but talk to us.
So, to all the people of Miami, you guys have been fantastic to me since the very beginning. When I played my first show at a club that's closed now, it's called Arcadia. And it was
I remember Arcadia.
In Fontainebleau. The team of Dave Grutman gave me the opportunity to play. I grew to the Live, and I played so many other places here. I played Space. I discovered the entire Miami industry from there, and I'm just extremely lucky to be here and to have so many supporters. If you guys see me walking down the street, please holla at me, and you know, let's do a high five or whatever you guys do here. Because I'm so happy to be here, guys. You have no idea.
Nicky, I'm going to teach you some Spanish because you're here in Miami for the weekend. So there's two words, key words that you need to know. So you said holla at me. So if you hear somebody go, oye! Oye means what's up? Okay? That's the Cuban slang.
Yeah.
And then dale. So after you go, after they say oye, and you go, hey, and they go, dale. That means, Joe, appreciate it. Thank you, bye.
Is that a song like Dale, Don Dale? Is that a song?
Listen, people have made a lot of records out of Dale and Oye. And
Yeah. I'm going to save that one.
You already know.
I'm going to bring it with.
DJ Laz, Nicky Romero, we are live here at the Dream Hotel on South Beach. It is Miami Music Weekend, and not only that, it is Ultra Music Fest. Nicky Romero, DJ Laz.